Get the child and you know show.
Oh God.
You really set it up.
1900s.
You really set it up. You really set it up. No, you really set it up. You really set it up. You really set it up. No, you really set it up. No, you really set it up.
In the 1900s.
You really set it up on government. You really set it up on government. You really set it up on town. You really set it up. You really set it up on government. You really set it up on government. You really set it up one time. You really set it up nationality.
In the 1900s.
On God. We need to reinvent the squeeze. We need a new identity. Clear. We don't know what else is there. We all are filling each other with fairy tales. When this more is the street, that's a plethora. Survived through what was done and did, etc. Had my own first fake cellular replica. In the first real Nokia. Trying to build a status in me the way I see it. Wanna start my own nation under God, that's me. Need to start our own governance called demo. Crazier than democracy. We not black, we ebony, brownish, yellowy guys. National food's gonna be fries. From Africa, we from skies. Call us NOISE. A lot of noise, but no work, you'll see. That's sweet. We're always on some dumb shit.
1900s.
God. You really set it up. You really set it up. You really set it up. No, you really set it up. You really set it up. You really set it up. No, you really set it up. No, you really set it up.
In the 1900s.
You really set it up. On government. You really set it up. On creed. You really set it up. One time. You really set it up. Nationality. You really set it up. On government. You really set it up. On creed. You really set it up. One time. You really set it up. Nationality. Continents and countries contemporary. Columbus came to the new world. Called the Caribbeans Americans. What you call them Africans? It means more us. What's the Caribbean? Go on, ignore us. How much longer? Because for every day, we grow that much stronger. Descendants of Morocco, born in America, Moorish Americans. Thank you, Father, the universe, for giving us a way that truly works. Through the prophet, you really set it up on government. You really set it up on
Not you.
You really set it up.
Not you. You really set it up.
You really set it up on government. You really set it up on government. You really set it up one time. You really set it up nationality. Profit. You really set it up on government. You really set it up on credit. You really set it up one time. You really set it up nationality. You really set it up on government. You really set it up on credit. You really set it up one time. You really set it up nationality. Thank you, Prophet Noble July. Thank you, Allah. Forever grateful. Islam. Our own government. Really set it up. Our own creed.
What mama do for you? Let me get off this sharing for a second there. Huh? Your mama taught you bread? She didn't teach you left? Huh? She never, she did all what she was supposed to do? Huh? No, obviously not. Nobody did what they were supposed to do. That's why you're in this situation. You know, the nationality card, that works, right? Everything works. But if you're dealing with criminals, it's a different situation. Different situation. Are they all criminals? No, they're not all criminals. Do they associate with criminals? Yeah, you associate with criminals, then you are who you are, where everybody else is doing. That's around you, associating. Well, you just got a job. You know, your job is violating the Aboriginal indigenous people. You know what I'm saying? Freedom of speech for me. You know, freedom of speech for the Americans. I don't know about anybody else. You know, I'm not here to defend everybody else. I'm not here to be liked. In fact, I'm here to be the only Moor, if anything, you know? And I know that, you know, number one thing, right? Our leadership in the Moorish thing for the past, since they killed Noble Jew Ali, has been the issue. You know what I'm saying? Been a major issue. Having five temple number ones, it's a major issue. You know what I'm saying? You got the head Moors who proclaim to be the head Moors out there telling people that North America is New York and Florida is South America. That's the problem. You know what I'm saying? I keep saying it, you know. We got a Moorish master MC, believe it or not. But the proof, I already did what I did. You know what I'm saying? And the support is very, very minimal. So obviously, you're Moors by words, right? You can't be a national. Can't be a national. How could you be a national? Let's see. Let's see, is that possible? Hold up. All right. It's just me. How to be a nationals. So once you've been in the US for at least 3 months, you will then follow the same steps. My bad. Am I sharing right now? I don't even know. Check, check, check. Yeah. So I just looked up some stuff, you know. So even to follow the demo system, right? Their stuff is still, you know, you still got to be in their jurisdiction for a certain amount of time, right? And you know, you're gonna be you're gonna have to attend certain scheduled meetings, right? And then you're gonna have to pass the civics and English test along with, you know, what their province is and or states in this situation, and the capital of whoever and who the hell George Washington or certain people are. You know what I'm saying? That's the qualification to be a so-called U.S. so-called national or whatever, U.S. citizen or whatever, right? But if you're saying that you're Moorish American national, you know, you got to be doing Moorish American national stuff. Islamism, flag bearer. You already know, Negan. You already know how I get down, you know, or I get up. You know, we live for the moment. We live for now. You know what I'm saying? We live for now. We deal with stuff now, right? I'll never talk down on anybody trying to be active, right? Striving to be active while criminals are around blocking what they do and stuff. No, you know what I'm saying? What you should do as a Moor, watching that activity happen, Moors being active, getting blocked, you should be assisting the Moor. That's what you should be doing. Right? That's what you should be doing. Not talking to discourage Moors and stuff. No. Listen, you got to be yourself. Be yourself is not, it's exactly what it is. Being yourself is, you're national, you're under your own government, you have your own laws, you have your own culture, you have your own everything, right? Exercise that. Why? Like, it doesn't matter. Like I said, like, criminals has nothing to do with us. We still got to follow the law. We still got to enforce the Constitution. Enforce the Constitution, but if they're criminals, then it's pointless. No, that's not how it goes. You know what I'm saying? That's not how it goes. Right? You're a national. Say you're a national quasi-Jamaican, right? If you don't eat the national dish, you're not a fucking national. Any one of the dishes. If you don't know where the capital of Jamaica is, if you don't know their national anthem, if you don't know the streets and you're not a national. You don't do national stuff. You just national on paper. You're just a national with your mouth, but you're not doing shit, right? And that's why the demo derails your asses, because you don't respect y'all. You don't respect fake Moors. Why would you respect fake Moors, criminal or not? You know what I'm saying? Why? No, Moors need to stand up and start being Moriscos, right? Be nationals, yo. We're constantly, I've been in this thing 10 plus years. We're constantly following Moors that's going downhill. They're not going uphill. You know what I'm saying? As far as I know, ain't no more out there more special than me. And ain't no more out there less special than me, right? Why am I going through certain things, being victorious in certain things, doing certain things and that, and it's not out there? Moors don't know about it. I thought we're all equal. You know what I'm saying? I thought we're all equal, man. Stop it. You wearing a cape? You wear a cape? Okay, you don't wear the cape? Sit back then. Sit back, because obviously you ain't trying to be equal. You ain't trying to be equal at all. All right? Activity. Yes, the most important thing, right? The most important thing that we can ever do is to use the press to shovel ourselves out of this avalanches of lies that they put annually on us. If we don't use the press, you're joking. You're joking. You know? You're Moorish American? National? What's your favorite music? What's your favorite music from the Moors? Huh? Do you know the anthem? Do you know the Moorish anthem? Huh? The Moorish anthem is the Moorish prayer. You know what I'm saying? So 90% of these Moors, right, don't know geography and are really not nationals. I don't even care if you're Moor Avengers. You could be Moor Avengers, right? You're still not a national because you don't do nationalistic stuff. You might be a teacher or something. You know what I'm saying? You might be a teacher, right? But the way how some of these people are, you know, you need to be put in the back. You need to be put in the back. Islam, yeah. You know what I'm saying? You need to be put in the back. Every time we have something, by the time we're done, if you're not pumped, if you're not ready to be more of yourself, then that Moor is just playing games with you, man. That Moor is trying to, some kind of insecurity or some kind of craziness, trying to bestow it on somebody else. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So to be a national, you got to do nationalistic things. You got to do what nationals do. Their land. You know, I don't know if y'all can see what I'm doing right now. Who's a foreign national with respect to Canada? Canada's laws divides people into three major groups: Canadian citizens, defined under Section 3 to 5 of the Canadian Citizen Act. 1.1 citizen by birth, because of birth inside Canada, conditions may apply. Meaning you niggas, it don't apply to. That's what they mean by this. That's what they mean by this, right? Because you don't have a nationality, dummy. I say that to your face too. I don't just say it online. Or 1 to 2 citizens by birth, despite birth outside Canada, right? So even if you're outside the jurisdiction of Canada and your ass is a Canadian quasi-citizen, right? If you had children born on Mars, right? If you had children born on Mars, you're still a Canadian. So what these dummy Moors always talking about, oh, you're from wherever, you're from what, it doesn't matter where. I could be born on the sun. I'm still Moorish American because I'm descendants of Moroccans born in America. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, at the end of the day, because I'm just saying, America's a continent, not a country, right? And then we're part of the greater Moroccan Empire. So anywhere you're born in the Moroccan Empire, you're Moorish American. I said that then. You know what I'm saying? Part and parcel of the said government. Tell me, correct me if you can. So, you know what I'm saying? So when Moors or anybody talk about where you were born or whatever, I thought this is just sanguineous, not just Soleil. Just Soleil, then yeah, if I was born in wherever, that means I'm not or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We can't. I see Moors love to hold both sides of the shit, bro. Hold both sides. No, pick a side. Stay there. Pick a side and stay there. Don't be jumping back and forth like you're on some seesaw or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Right? I said that 90% of these Moors are not nationals because they don't do nationalistic stuff. And they're big time followers. They follow, they parrot all day long. This is our problem, people, right? We do not study and we constantly following people just because they got titles and shit. Just because they got titles and shit. You know what I'm saying? We got to stop this shit. If anything, the only Moors that's above me is Noble Drew Ali. Like, that's it. That's it. Ain't nobody above me. You know? Ain't nobody below me either. Right? I self-law am master. Which part of that we don't get? Or you waiting for me to be an elected official before you hear me out? Like, this is not the Moorish Science Temple. This is Moorish nation. You know what I'm saying? This is the nation I'm talking about. Right? Which the Moorish Science Temple is in. How we doing though, Jerry? What's that? No matter how much information one may know, without a pure heart, you have limitations. Yes. Yes. Like it's love that makes you brave, you know. Love makes you brave, right? You can get amount of information all you fucking want all day long. You're still a coward. You're still a coward because you don't love. You can't love. You're incapable of loving. You'll never be brave. You can never be a Moor. You can never be a Moor. You know what I'm saying? Like, this stuff is not, this is, you want the truth or you want the divine truth? What do you want? Because there's levels to this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Chief, I never asked you nothing. Chief, the king of the Indians. My dog over there. You know what I'm saying? Have a problem? What's up? You want to battle words with me? I don't think you want to do that though. You can, but you know, like, it's not a good idea for you. And Moore's denationalizing. I don't care who you are. You know what I'm saying? Once you start blabbering your mouth, and then I speak for myself, I'm left out of the equation because you want to make people assume that I'm not Moorish American. You're a traitor. You know what I'm saying? You're a traitor, and traitors get what traitors get. You know what I'm saying? Sooner or later, once our government is established fully, we don't have to know everything. We have to know everything. How are we going to know everything to go forward? How can you know everything? While we're doing what we're doing, study. While we're doing what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? You know what? Like my last thing I was victorious in, you know why y'all don't know about it? Because y'all were too busy following dirty Moors, following waste of time Moors. So you didn't get to see. If I don't go extra now and put my stuff out and show all of this stuff, blah blah blah, you would miss it because you're too busy watching, promoting dirty Moors. You're too busy. You know what I'm saying? Busy. Wonder what dirties are up to. Oh, the criminals. Fuck the criminals. Don't worry about how you're going to be saved. Be yourself. How about that? Try that. You know? And being yourself don't mean you hide in a flipping corner. That's not the mighty Moors. That's not the mighty Moors going hiding in the corner. That is not the mighty Moors. I don't know who they are. I don't know who that is. But that's not the mighty Moors, though. Right. That's why we build like this is important. Yes. Yes. Didn't Moors say over and over for the past years that policy enforcer, highwayman, or whoever, they're like, yo, we love what you're doing, but y'all ain't organized enough. Like, what are we waiting for to organize? One man? Who are we waiting for to organize? Who? We're waiting for somebody to tell us what. That's what I'm saying. You're not a national. You can't be a national. You don't know what that is. All you know is that you're copper like me. You're like, boom, you're national, right? Okay. Scrolling on the internet, you see a Moor doing something. You see a Moor doing good. You keep scrolling. That's not national bit. That's not national stuff you're doing there, buddy. Oh, you want to be the only one. You can't be the only one. You can't be the only one. Right? So learn to share. Sharing is caring, is love. And then your ass won't be a coward anymore. Because you love. If you don't have love, you will never be brave. I don't care what you try to do. Never. The foe is a it's something that, you know, is challenging. But we're the mighty Moors, though. How are we gonna know our strength? How are we gonna know our strength if we're gonna just sit in the corner over there? Oh, they're criminals, so we're not gonna exercise our right because they. You see what I'm saying, bro? You know who's gonna be looking back? Our great grandchildren's gonna be looking back at all this stuff, hearing our voices and shit, hearing our cowardly voice talking about how much of a coward we are. Nah, that's all right, man. That's not me. That's why I wear the cape from day one, right? Because I knew ain't nobody coming. I knew ain't nobody coming. If I don't fucking do it, my bad for swearing. If I don't do it, it's not gonna be done. And that's how every Moor should be thinking. Every Moor should be thinking like this. They're criminals. What are we going to do about it? What are we going to do about criminals? Like, what are we waiting? Oh, the brothers from the East is just going to come and just help your ass while you're sitting down doing nothing? No, nobody helps anybody that's not doing it for themselves. We got to get up, do something, get slapped on our ass first before anybody thinks about helping us, because everybody knows we're not serious. Everybody knows we're not serious. Come on. Nobody already told us. They think we're a joke and unreal. Stop it. You know what I'm saying? 10 years later, it's like the more active I get, the less support and whatever. It's like, what? Y'all are stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you supposed to be doing here? If you're not doing whatever, you're supposed to be assisting Moors that know. You know what I'm saying? The Moors that know that, like, the Moors that got that knows what to do. That you know, they shouldn't be the fucking secret. They shouldn't be the secret, and the dirty Moors are the ones that's blasted, broadcast all over the place. That's retardedness. That's backwardsness. You promote the Moors doing good more than the other Moors. You don't even need to call the dirty Moors names, if anything. Make sure you call out the good Moors names. You know what? So that other Moors can go and check. Other Moors can go and check. So the good Moors that's doing stuff is not a fucking secret. That's backwards. You see what I'm saying? Because then we're just going to get all disgruntled and all this nonsense, because all we're feeding in ourselves is Moors getting whooped every second, or Moors are dirty and all this stuff. So therefore, the people who are watching the new Moors or whoever, they don't get to see what a real Moor looks like. They don't get to see or feel the energy of real Moors. That's what I'm saying. We're doing it backwards. We're doing it backwards. We need to do the right thing. Do the right, R-I-T-E thing. We need to do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what nationals do, quasi-nationals do, since we don't know. Since I'm telling you, Moors are not being nationals. Oh, you get taxed off. So what? A flipping so-called Indian, a man on the block that sell drugs gets taxed off. He don't buy nothing to get no. You get what I'm saying? He gets taxed. He's doing cash. You know, an ordinary dude just go buy it cash. You know, they'll tell you, oh, okay, use your debit. It's taxed. You have to pay the tax. If you use it cash, it's taxed up. So you're not special with all that stuff. You're just wasting time, being a coward in the corner. Want to act like, and they don't know they're cowards, because when the real Moor is doing stuff, they want to act like it's not being done. They want to act and pretend that it's not going on, and then talk about something else. That's some coward shit, if you ask me. You don't have to ask me, I'm telling you. But us who know will make it our duty to uplift. Yes. The number one thing we got to use is the press. Right now it's called the media. Right now it's called the internet. We got to use this stuff. You got to be promoting and forwarding the Moors that you know been through stuff, that you seen been through stuff. Stop it with the other stuff. You know what I'm saying? All Moors are important. New Moors coming in, yes. Love you. You're important or whatever. But you gotta, like, because of people before you, it became a little harder to be able to differentiate who is who and what is what. You know what I'm saying? But to each his own, and stuff like that. But you know, don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged. Be yourself, man. That's what we were told. To met no scare. Just be yourself. You worrying about all this other stuff. You worrying about all this other stuff, man. So you see now. So Canadians, this Canadian thing, they even have 3 tiers of citizenship, right? So you got or 3 to 5. You know what I'm saying? So you got the citizen by birth, and you got citizen by birth despite being outside Canada. You got conditional. Yeah, I'm forced to be a computer genius and shit because more is, you know what I'm saying? Like, because it's nonsense. I don't waste my time talking about nonsense. Depending on how the Canadian law defines you, there will be certain rights or privileges for you. Otherwise, you may encounter limitations. Foreign nationals usually have the least rights concerning Canada. Therefore, it is crucial to know who is a foreign national. Knowing the categories of people for Canada. Canadian law divides people into 3 major groups. Citizen by birth despite birth outside Canada. The person whose parents are first generation Canadian citizens, or people who immigrate to Canada and later became naturalized citizens. Is it underneath the bottom? Of course. You also need to know the Indian Act defines other groups of people in Canada. Registered Indians, a registered Indian has almost the same rights and privileges as Canadian citizens. Yo, I don't do this thing. I don't know. Nah, I don't know what I'm doing right here, but I don't like pressing these buttons and shit. Y'all can hear me though? You there? You know what I'm saying? So the invasion's going on. You know, whoever's born here gets to have the same rights and all of this nonsense, right? Well, we're doing what? We're just chilling, just kicking it back, waiting on somebody to come and fix something for us? Are you serious? We're serious, aren't we? Yes, I know. That's the sad part about it. So therefore, Moors like me who are active, I got to do it. I got to work harder because lazy Moors, I got to work harder. Yeah, man, nah, man. Y'all better pick up the pace, man. Pick the pace up, yo. Right? Children are watching in the future. And I do not condone the speed that Moors are going. No, I don't condone it. So put me on record for that. You know, I don't condone that shit. I gotta pick up the pace. You're dragging your legs and feet and shit. People are out there being sacrificed and shit. Stop it. Be braver. You know? Right? So even the Indian thing, they're saying pretty much Canada and Canadians and Indians have pretty much the same amount of rights. What the flip? If I was an Indian, ain't nobody having the same rights as me in my land. Who the hell's like? You see what I'm saying here? Oh, you can't say that, Rob, because they're criminal. Yo, stop it, man. Stop it, yo. The truth is the truth is the truth. Plus, I have the freedom of speech. You say you're Indian, you don't have the freedom of speech. You say you're Canadian, you don't have the freedom of speech, right? Because certain rights and privileges is bestowed, right? And then it's saying that it depends. Conditionally, it depends. It depends on, if you have a nationality. It depends on all this stuff. So people jump in loops and all types of shit. Why? Because they I don't know enough. Do you need to know what is enough? What is enough? What is enough? But you know you're more though, right? You know you're more, right? So what's the issue? Well, because this more said I gotta, that more said I gotta, this more said I gotta. Who gives a shit what these more say? You got a birthright, no? Yeah, you got a birthright. So what are you doing with it? Well, see, like more said not to. That's what I'm saying. Stop it. Don't say Islam to me because you're not serious. You're not one of those Moors. No, you know. So that's what I'm saying. Like, what's this? They should look up what John A. McDonald said. We can never be integrated. Yeah, never be integrated, and then you're sitting around not exercising your rights, and then they just pick you off because you're in the red zone because they know that you know. They don't know how much you know. They just know you didn't do shit yet. They know you didn't do shit yet. You know what I'm saying? If I was dumb, I wouldn't wait for you to be doing shit. That's for sure. Putting shit on record and stuff like that. Oh, I can't have that. More so like, so why you have your stuff on my website? Why I have my proclamation on the website and stuff? Because I feel like it. What's the problem? Right? I think that's public, right? I think that my website is public. I was told, and I looked it up, that your stuff's supposed to be in the public eye, newspaper or whatever, this and that. Why would I give, like if we don't have our own newspaper, why would I give fiat to a newspaper that might put it in the ad for like 10 seconds? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, it's public. Public is public is public. So I put my stuff on my website. What's the issue? Well, no other Moors did that. Do I follow anybody? You didn't notice that yet? I don't follow nobody? You don't notice that yet. You don't notice it. Yeah, so band means a body of Indians. Bats are bands too, I think. For whose use and benefit in common lands, the legal title to which is vested in Her Majesty have been set apart before, on, or after September 4th, 1951. Like, there's nothing else for me to flip and know. Like right away, I don't need to know nothing else. I seen the Queen on it, Her Majesty, and all of this nonsense. Obviously, that's not me. That has nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm a god down here. I'm a god down here. I have nothing to do with all this shit. None of these people are above me. Serious. What is this? I don't even know how to get off of this thing. Islam, what you say? Good, right, too. It also means to blind or to bind or restrict. A band. Yeah. So it's like, we're going to keep getting slandered for how long? For another 100 years? For another 100? When you get, what? Oh, they're criminals. Yes, we know that. Can I get something new? Can I get something that I didn't know? Can somebody tell me something I don't know? So we can go forward, so we can be our better selves, to be better citizens of our empire, right? Not to be on somebody else's ass like we ain't got nothing to do. For those or for whose use and benefit in common, monies are held by Her Majesty or declared by the governor in council to be a band for the purpose of this act. Band list. You know, this like you're going on a stage with the band, you know what I'm saying? Band list means a list of persons that is maintained under Section 8 by a band of the department. Child includes a legally adopted child and a child adopted in accordance with Indian customs, whatever that is. Common law partners, you know, because of Indian customs, because you got to remember, all these so-called Indians got tribal names, right? So what do they mean by Indian custom? Because they're not Indians. You see what I'm saying? And then we roll with that because we like getting slandered and shit. I don't know. Common law partner in relations to an individual means. Oh, let me jump out of this for a sec. Oh yeah. So you heard that Tahaka thing, right? I didn't go into it much or whatever. You know, I did a little bit of basic search and stuff. But woman auxiliary, what y'all know about woman auxiliary? When it was established and stuff. Yeah, so regardless if woman auxiliary is a fraud or whatever, you know what I'm saying? The temple that you're at, you can establish a woman auxiliary from real Moorish woman, and you know what I'm saying? Then it's not a fraud. It's the daughters of the revolution keeps revolving. Mm-hmm. Islam more. So yeah, man, that's what I want to bring up, you know, being a national, like gotta be eating this stuff the same. What's you know, what's Moorish American national dish? Moorish American national dish. It's a trick question because we're in an empire. We have many national dishes. It's a trick question. Right. But you gotta know some of them. You gotta have something going on. You know? You gotta be playing some Moorish music. You know what I'm saying? If I go to a Hindu man, I go over to his house. What do you think he's playing? Hindu music over there. You go to a Chinaman, he's playing his Mandarin stuff. You go to because these are nationals. These are nationals. It's easy to see because they're going to be doing national stuff. Like that's what they do. Like you can't tell me you're more and you're listening to nigger shit all day long. You can't tell me you're more and you're telling me, rah, you need to emphasize more emotions in your songs. Yo, I have hundreds of songs, bro. The ones that emphasize emotions and shit. Go buy those. Go get those ones. Go listen to those ones, right? But the problem, I'm trying to show you, right? We got to wean ourselves out of this emotional drug shit. These people don't want to hear words. They want to hear emotions. You know what I'm saying? The hip hop, that's emotions right now. Ain't no words or lyrics in that shit. So that just if you're more, you already know what I'm talking about. If you're pretending to be a more, then you'll think that what I'm doing ain't nothing. What I'm doing ain't nothing. The more with the cape, yeah, he ain't nobody. That's what I'm saying, man. Lost. Real recognize real. So I know, and real recognize fake, but fake does not recognize real. Fake, it's impossible for fake to recognize anything real. How? It's not even alive and shit. So yeah, don't get discouraged. If I was you know what I'm saying? Which I'm not you, but don't get discouraged. Right? Because there's always it's criminality going on, but that does not mean that you shouldn't be yourself because of some earthly situation that might happen with you being yourself. You serious? So you're gonna go back to Allah and say, yeah, well, I lived 80 years and I didn't cause no problems, and I was myself minimally, and because I didn't want. We're under occupation, and stop this nonsense, bro. We're under occupation because we're allowing it to happen. If you didn't know, we're allowing all this shit to happen. And if you keep allowing it, it only gets worse. It only gets worse. So these throw at me words or throw at them words to make you feel better is not getting us anywhere. It's not getting us anywhere. Activity is getting us places, and this press is getting us places. Because avalanches of lies all day long, right? Stop listening to the Moors who would quick to denationalize me by saying I'm from some island or by saying I'm from some Canada or some nonsense. How can Canada even exist? How can it exist when that's why it's all corporate? That's why it's all corporate, because the country, right, is Maghreb al-Aqsa, right? The greater empire, which is still our country, right? Because the country is the land that is inhabited by the originals, by the natives, whatever that is, wherever that is, how far and vast it is, it doesn't matter, right? So chapter 47, paragraph or number 6, paragraph 6 or whatever, tells you what our country is. Our country has a whole ocean in it. There's a whole ocean in the middle of our country. It's still our country. That ocean is just more land. You know what I'm saying? That ocean is just more land for us to traverse. You know what I'm saying? Islam. Yeah, man, but we need to be more national. If I had one thing, be more of a leader. Be more of a leader. Stop being a follower, because most of these people that you're following are cowards, yo. I know you don't believe me. You shouldn't believe me. Y'all are Moors. They're cowards, yo. Don't follow no coward. Don't follow nobody. Right? But, the foe is strong because we're strong. And you'll never know how strong you are unless you be yourself. Be yourself. You might be the strongest. What is this stream about? The stream is about what a national is. What is a national? A national is not because you said it. It's because you have the card. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can go get a US whatever and this and that, and that's just on paper. That means nothing. You don't know the national anthem. You don't know the capital. You don't know what a dollar bill is. You don't know none of this stuff. So how can you be a national then? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so I'm saying it's not even a challenge because I'm the champ. I don't challenge, right? Right? I'm saying 90% of these Moors are not nationals, since a lot of them love to talk nonsense and in the church thing, and the religious Moors, mostly religious Moors. If they're not religious Moors, they're followers. If they're not followers, they're deactivated somehow. This is what I see what's going on. Right? We need to be out using the press more / so-called the media, we need to be out there more, doing more stuff. Being active, even if it's just to read a book or something. We need to be out there. When I started there was like no Moors that was online that didn't have a blackboard behind them or something like that. You know, that every 3 seconds, okay, guys, this is what it's doing. This is, you know what I'm saying? Like, we lost a few of the stuff, you know? So we need to get it back. And then we're worrying about criminals. Criminals, they're worrying about themselves, bro. These criminals are busy fighting themselves right now. Or always. And even if they're not, even if they're pretending, so the hell what? Right? Obviously, we're doing something. That's why they're acting like they're doing something. Ask something. Ask something like what? Pasha, what's going on? Huh? Obviously, you're a seer. You're a seer follower, aren't you? Pasha. You signed up with a seer, huh? Yeah. Can answer that. Also, bind restrict resolution. Yeah. So it doesn't matter what this message is about. It's Moors. We're out here. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to just want to always be around each other. I don't know. That's what I thought. I always want to be watching our stuff, paying attention to what we do because we matter. Nobody else matters. We're home. They don't like it. They know what to do. Two things to do. Go home or stay and behave yourself. Or keep up with this authority game stuff. But it's not gonna last longer. This authority game shit ain't gonna last longer. Right? Now is not the time to be slowing down activity. You know what I'm saying? Being yourself is even more important now than ever. Being out here, you know what I'm saying? Showing the people you gotta have love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And then but you have to start with love, or else everything else is fake. You have de facto truth, right? You have what do you call it? Fake peace. You know what I'm saying? Your justice will be off. And then you definitely won't have any freedom. Right? Only freedom you won't have any freedom, not even in your brain. Not even in your mind. You know what I'm saying? So Pasha, ask the question, man. I asked you a question. You wanted to ask a question, but you took it off again. I'm saying, you roll with a seer though, huh? With Nasir. All right. So tell him, don't ever bring up that what he brought up like 9 months ago. Right? Don't try to denationalize the Moors like you're intelligent or something. You know what I'm saying? Like you're above everybody. No, we're all equal, right? The Moroccan Empire, right? We're all in the jurisdiction of, right? We're all Moorish Americans. We're all descendants of Moroccans born in America. And America is not US. US is not America. You know? And that's why Allah gave us what they gave us, because Moors need to see the lesson in this stuff. The lesson in this is that don't be on your high horse. US folks that's near that area, you're not strong enough. You're obviously not strong enough to get us all out of it. That's why Allah made sure that in these days and times, that all of the people who thought that America was just the US, you're wrong. And that's why it made you so weak this whole time. Stop following these Moors. Stop it. Never doesn't lead anywhere. Once more stop following Noble Drew Ali, it's been messed up ever since. It's been messed up ever since. Moors have higher and lower self, right? Today you see my higher. Tomorrow I could be low. I could be low in the corner. You don't even see that part. You know what I'm saying? So that, like, instead of worrying about if I'm higher or low or whatever, don't follow nobody. We work together. I have a study group, right? The Street Moors, right? It's a study group. We're supposed to be studying and shit, learning, getting to know each other with it. Oh, this is not a social club. Yeah, that Moors, Street Moors, the Street Moors, right, is a study group, social club, whatever. We're a nation. We have everything. Everything in the nation, we got it, right? The Moorish Science Temple of America is not a social club. Street Moors, you come on it, say whatever, do whatever. You're dealing with Moors. You have something that you want to get off your chest or whatever, we're there. You want to challenge certain Moors or whatever, that's the place to do it, because it's still private. And don't be like what's his face? I'm already forgetting. Don't be like Vincere, yo. Don't be like Vincere and go out there and start blabbering your mouth, because differently, at the end of the day, yeah, we're all equal. But if you're 20 years old, bro, I'm a big man for you. Shut up, sit in the corner, right? Sit in the corner and wait your turn. Just like how I waited my turn. You go over there, sit in the corner, wait for the talking stick, and then talk. What's wrong with that? Ain't nobody special, you know? Sure, any temple can have things can run better. Things can run worse. You know? Like you never do a live ever. The worst thing, pandemic, everything went through. They're lying out their teeth about everything. You don't go do a live with that. But you go do a live to talk about Canaan Land Moors, though. You go do a live to talk about Canaan Land Moors, though. Stop it, man. Stop it, y'all. Right? Allah planned all this. Allah planned all this. But they're not in America. Yeah, we are in America. You just don't know geography. That's why Allah didn't give you what we have. Because you're not thinking. You're not thinking. Right? And like I already said, me personally, I already buried that country shit. Right? A country is one's native land. As far as I can check, I'm native. So-called native. You're native. You say you're in a different country. And then from me, and then the island's different and blah blah blah. If we're all the same nation, are we all the same nation? That means it's all one country. That means it's all one country. From East Coast to West Coast, north to south, is one country called Morocco. Right? And then the Greater Moroccan Empire, Moorish Empire. You know what I'm saying? Well, Pasha is done. He's gone. Let me see if he said anything in here. I'm not trying to pick on nobody, but yo, don't say nothing stupid around me. I will call you out. I learned from GS and all these other Moors, So I will call you out though. Don't mix it up. Because I know if I was in your situation, woo, you call me out quick, boy. Quick. So yeah, I'm gonna do that to you. And then maybe my children could be listening in the background. I need them to know, hey, we talk with dominance. We talk with authority because we are the authority. I don't care if the criminal don't listen to what that's on there. That's on Allah. Allah told me to be myself, so I'm gonna be the boss. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I am. I'm the boss, so the master. So I will be myself on my land. Anything else happens, it's on Allah. It's on Allah because I'm being myself. And then so somebody wants to block that or whatever. That's not me. That's Allah will handle that. Or else then you're not into the you really don't know what's going on. You really don't know how this thing runs. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so First Nations Election Act. You know? So you're gonna be yourself or be bitched around like how they're doing to everybody else. Hmm? Go ahead, don't be yourself. Do what they say. Let's see if Allah is gonna love that. Allah is gonna love that. Hmm? Yeah, they're criminals. And what? What does that have to do with anything? Moors ever ran? Like, we're the mighty Moors. Do we run from criminals or criminals run from us? Be the only Moor. Stop worrying about all this other shit. You will be remembered. What are you here for? What are you here for? You're here to just live your life? What? Did you say we're on occupation and whatever, all this shit? Yeah, so you're just gonna just live your life dead off, gone, and the land still under occupation? What the fuck what did you come here to do? What did you come here to do? You see what I'm saying? So yeah, Islam to the Moors, Moors them. You know what I'm saying? I'll speak proper. Islam to the Moors. I love you. And we gotta do better, yo. We gotta do better. Give flowers where flowers is due. Stop with the nonsense. Don't even give me flowers, but give the people who deserve flowers, flowers. That's all we gotta do, man. And we'll be all right. Be as active as you can. You don't have to know everything. You know you're a Moor. You know that you have a portion of understanding. You know I have a portion of understanding. So you put that together. Basic. Because the bays are sick. Right? Put that together. And then we know everything. Each one of us, all of us put together is knowing everything. Because all of us have a part of it. So when it's combined, like I don't know, like Might and More Power Rangers or whatever, it combines and then or transform whatever, it transforms, and then we can actually see what we're capable of. But we can't see what we're capable of if we're not being ourselves to our best ability. Work with other Moors to our best ability. And who knows? Maybe the policy enforcers start assisting because they're like, oh, I see y'all are being more organized, and we appreciate that because on our end nothing's going on for us. Like you guys are love. So we're just by you showing love to each other. That's what changed this shit. And then like at the end of the day, we're not doing shit to get a reaction from somebody else. We're just being ourselves, man. Be yourself. Right? So even so, according to the the de facto anything, right? Underneath them, you can never be equals. Right away, there's 3 different types of citizens, and you're going to be on the bottom. You will be at the bottom. Moors are invincible. Remember that. All right, so oppressor is the greatest weapon, like I said, to shovel out the avalanches of lives. You got to be a real national, right? A real national is not competing with another Moor or somebody did something good. I'm not going to say nothing about it because then, like, you're being fake, man. You're being fake. You're holding back the good news of what present Moors are doing. You're doing it. And then you're broadcasting and promoting what negative Moors are doing. You're doing it. That's why nobody knew what I've been doing the past couple of years, as me as an example, because y'all are too hung up and caught up in what the dirties are doing. You're not stopping the dirties. You're not. You're just watching and just talking about them. Not counteracting by being active about it, you know? That's what I noticed, you know? So Islam to the Moors, to the families here. So spend some time with them and stuff. I was Taekwondo. Okay, you beat up anybody?
I beat up you.
Oh, me? Me next? Okay, that's good. Islam Moors, though, you already know. Moorishness.com. Right? Free downloads. Purchase something if you want, if you can. You know, it will assist me. It will help me out, you know, to have better quality stuff in the future, better everything. You know what I'm saying? But it's up to y'all though. But if you don't assist, it still will be done. You know, it just won't be done as efficiently and as perfect as y'all want it to be or whatever. But just know, you don't like anything about anything I do, is because you're supposed to do that. You're supposed to come and tweak it. You able to recognize certain things. So therefore, it's up to you. It's your responsibility because you don't recognize nothing unless it was your responsibility to fix it. You know what I'm saying? Islam Moors, yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to make it to New Brunswick this year. Hopefully we'll be able to gather up a bus and do all this thing. But Canaanland Moors, we don't go out there and beg anybody nothing. If you don't notice, we don't really, you know. It's just recently we're just getting people to support our GS touring. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all should be supporting the #1 GS out there. That's actually from for 10 years now on our generation, you know, that's been active and stuff. Why not support? You know, not disqualifying man like Jerry or anybody. I'm not disqualifying anybody. I'm just bringing out the fact that Cujo is supposed to be is supposed to be getting that kind of love. He's supposed to be getting that kind of support. The more Canaanland Moors, all of the efforts and everything we've been putting in the last 10 years, right? The rent for the temple should have been 2-3 years in a. We should have been able to put 2-3 years down of rent so that the Moors up here don't have to be worrying about that stuff. Don't have to be wasting an hour of meeting class talking about people not paying their dues and not coming through because they have all these people out there that's benefiting from Canaanland Moors, right? So, the good thing, the most honorable thing to do is to throw some change. And you have Khalifa Media, they're doing their thing or whatever. All the active Moors, you know, you got RV Bay, publication.com. You know, all these Moors, you got honeybay.com. All these people, They shouldn't be trying to promote shit. You're supposed to know that they're there, and you're supposed to be doing your. You know what? Because you're a national. You don't have to go tell the Indian person to go from India to go buy curry. They're gonna do it. Like, what do you mean? They're nationals. You don't have to tell them these things. But if we gotta tell you, that means you're not a national. I still don't want to say it, but you it has to be said. Y'all are not nationals because you're not doing national. You're doing corporate stuff, abiding by corporate rules, following corporate territory, sales territory, territorial corporations, calling that America. Those guys are traitors. I don't care how intelligent. I don't care how many stuff they can tell me what's going on at the back of the moon. They're traitors because at the same time, they're going to denationalize and say that if you're in Canada, you're supposed to call yourself according to the area around. What's I'm supposed to brand myself? Some corporate name? You see what I'm saying? These are the Moors that's getting 27,000 views. 27,000 views and stuff. Cause y'all love getting punked, right? If I came out and did like my bully stuff like I used to do when I was young, y'all would love that. I know you would love that. That's the sad part. Moore's got to straighten up, right? Straighten up, man. Don't let me inspire myself to be more slack. Like, oh, that's another thing. The class. We need to have I thought that we'd be more classy when we're doing our stuff because we're classy people, So yeah, there's lots of stuff to fix. Don't be on your high horse. We gotta fix, we gotta correct a lot of stuff, right? To be a true proper national, right? Right. It's not just paying dues and staying in your house. Right? That's not national. The Moors are turning in their grave right now. Like, what? You got foreigners looking in your eyes? Straight in your eyes. Holy shit. Yeah, man, Moors. Islam though, what's this? All good Islam, GS on point. Yes. Yes, GS is on point, but he can't do everything, and we can't expect the man to do everything. We can't expect him to do anything with limited resources, limited everything. Like, what I'm saying? Like, man has no time to do anything else but to do Moorish stuff because we're so much behind on everything. And while all that's going on, they're exercising. Moors are still saying we're not Moors. So yeah, don't check us. Check the leaders, them Moorish leader guys that talks against active Moors. First of all, you're dirty for doing that. But don't discard what they say because these dirties are tricky, man. They let out some good information sometimes. They let out some good information sometimes, thinking or assuming or hoping that we don't take them serious. So at the end of the day, they could say that they did tell us something. So keep an eye on that too. Islam, Moors, right? So, I know y'all have clothes or want clothes or do whatever every day. You know what I'm saying? You got Honey Bay on 300 items, right? On the website, honeybay.com. And that should be busy every day, bro. Should be busy every day. Every day she should be busy sending something out to y'all. She said, you know what I'm saying? Other Moors, their lady or whatever, they don't even say that they're Moors, and y'all are still supporting those people. So that's all I'm saying, man. You got you buy you wear clothes, right? Yeah, so go shop at honeybay.com. Don't be a jackass. Don't be a non-national. Gonna go buy Nike shoes and all this de facto stuff. You know what I'm saying? Don't have to say, I don't like saying these things, You think I do, but I don't, you know, because it's obvious. It's obvious, right? Us Moors, once we do something, it should be just flourishing. Moors are you should be just pushing it. Whatever it is, just push the shit. You don't know. You don't know where we're coming from. All you know is that we're active. Push it. That's it. Stop worrying about what the hell trying to control stuff, be gatekeeper and all this stuff. There's no gatekeeper. And don't be the next dude. Don't be the next Moor that I write about. Don't be the next Moor I write about, okay? You won't like it, or you won't even care. But your grandchildren, they'll know what's up. And I know it's always in the present. Nobody knows what nobody's doing in the present until later. But yeah, Islam, go morrisness.com, honeybay.com, khalifamedia.com, rbay.com, certifiedmoorish.com, all of these things, whatever I don't say or whatever. Support everything Moorish. And just by me saying that is pathetic. It really is, because we're nationals, right? So we don't need to be saying or certain things like we shouldn't be saying it. But I guess I was compelled to say it because, sometimes, more times, niggas support niggas more than Moors support Moors. You know that, right? Yeah, so come on, man. Not a good look. Islam to all, Islam to whoever watches this somehow 100 years from now. Just know that they've been active Moors. Usually a handful. Everybody else lost. But we try. We strive to have that light lit for whoever's before us or coming after us or whatever. So Islam to the Moors, do your thing. Have a good night. Have a blissful night. Study, study, study. And while you're studying, go cop some music. While you're copying the music, go buy some books. While you're buying some books, cop some clothes. You know what I'm saying? Right? Because that's still, say if you go to Honey Bay, you're buying that thing or whatever, it says more on it. You're out there, you're wearing what you represent and stuff, Don't be shy, Morris. Don't be shy to show support. Right? Islamism. Whoever knows the more close, you see my eyes all the time. Far away people, Moors I don't see all the time, you never get to see my eyes. You're lucky if you do. Islam. Yeri. Negan. Honors, Morris. Honors. I appreciate y'all. Have a good night. Islam.